Hey, it's Erica again. I'm one of the leaders of the journey. I hope your May is off to a great start. I wanted to share with you today some thoughts from Exodus chapter 16. It's the section that we discussed as a church a couple Sundays ago. Specifically, we're going to take a look at the section where the Israelites, newly freed slaves, are reflecting back on their slavery. And they start to twist what it looked like. Let's read the section together to refresh our memory. Go to Exodus chapter 16, verses 2 and 3. It says, "In the desert, the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The Israelites said to them, 'If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and all the food we wanted. But you have brought us into the desert to starve this entire assembly to death.'" At a surface level, the Israelites are seeming a little dramatic and not making a whole lot of sense. They're basically saying, "Our lives were so much better. Why did you free us?" I read this passage and was like, really, guys? Do you really miss being slaves? As I went a little deeper, I took some time to ask God, what's going on here? It doesn't make sense. Why are they acting like their slave lives were so great? God reminded me that people's actions and what they say and how they recall things don't always make sense when they've recently experienced trauma. There's a lot of terms to describe this. One term used is called Stockholm Syndrome. It's a term used when hostages, aka maybe slaves in this case, develop an emotional bond with their captors, so much so that the reality or memory is distorted. Now, I don't have a psychology degree, nor do I really know exactly how the trauma affected them. But what I do know is living in generations and generations of slavery definitely qualifies as a traumatic experience. As I was talking to God about their trauma, I was reflecting on how each of us have our own trauma from our lives. Maybe some more big and dramatic, maybe some just small moments in our lives. And God was reminding me how when we choose not to let God address that trauma, it can distort our own reality or how we are currently seeing our reality. It can fuzzy up our own memories of our past. It can make us go back to unhealthy patterns or maybe back to unhealthy people in our lives. We need God to heal those places, to help us through those emotional experiences. We need God to break those generational curses from our family history. Are there places in your lives where you have a pattern of returning back to old habits or maybe unhealthy people in your life? Maybe today is the day to let God speak to you about those patterns or unhealthy things in your life. Let's take a moment to pray over those. Yeah, God, I just pray over any memories or things that came to mind.